Flat Stanley. Stanley Flat Again. Chapter 4. Back to School. Stanley was pleased that his classmate, who still remembered his previous plans, made no great fuss about it now. Mostly, they expressed only cheerful interest. "Feeling okay, Stan?" they said, and "Looking sharp, man. Sharps? See? Get the joke?" Only mean Emma Weeks was unpresent. "Oh, Mr. Show Off again," Emma said one day. But Stanley pretended not to hear. He had been back at school for a week when a newspaper, learning of this unusual shaped student, sent a photographer to investigate. He found Stanley watching a practice on the soccer field. "Flash Tobin," he said. "From the Daily Sentinel. You're the flat kid, right?" Stanley thought he must be joking. "How did you know?" he said, joking back. "How did I?" the photographer laughed. "Only I get it. Can I take your picture, kid?" "Right here, by the goalpost." Stanley nodded, and Flash Tobin took his picture. I hear there was a flat. I hear there was a flat kid here before," he said. "Helped to catch a sneak thief at the famous Museum of Art. But that kid, I heard, he got round again." "It was me," Stanley told him. "You got back and forth? Oh." The photographer was impressed. "Okay, get round now. I'd like a shot of that too." "I can't just do it when I want," Stanley explained. "The first time, my brother had to blow me up with a bicycle pump." "Make a great picture." Flash Tobin shook his head. "Well, we will just go with flat." Stanley's picture was in Daily Sentinel the next morning, and the author could not help showing his jealousy. Stanley was always getting his picture in the paper, he said. Didn't they see how interesting it would be to have a picture of his brother? There was a soccer team practice that afternoon, and the day was windy. It was worse than the coach said. The way Stanley got blown about, perhaps for sake of the team. He should switch to indoor sports. Stanley loved soccer, and the more he thought about what the coach had said, the sadder he felt. Miss Elliot, his homeroom teacher, noticed that he would not his usual cheerful self. Mr. Radfield, the new guidance counselor, he is said to be very helpful to troubled students. She told him, "I will ask him to find time for you." Miss Elliot spoke to him again after lunch. "Such a good luck, Stanley. Mr. Radfield will see you right after school today." "Come in, Stanley. Sit right there." Mr. Radfield pointed to the comfortable chair. Stanley sat, and Mr. Radfield leaned back behind his desk. "Now then, you do understand that anything you say here is completely confidential. I wouldn't tell anybody." Stanley wondered what he could say that would interest anybody else. "Miss Elliot tell me you seem troubled." Mr. Radfield lowered his voice. "What's wrong?" "I'm not sure actually," Stanley said. Mr. Radfield picked up the pad and the pen. "Speak freely. Whatever comes into your head. Anything special happened lately?" "Well, I got flat," Stanley said. Mr. Radfield made a note on his pad. "How do you see that? Yes, how did that make you feel?" Stanley thought for a moment. Flat. I see, Mr. Radfield nodded. This flatness is come often you before. I am told it is possible that somehow, without even admitting it to yourself, you want it, having it again? No way, Stanley said firmly. The first time it was kind of fun for a while, flying like a kite and being mailed to California. Things like that, but then I got, tired of it. And now I might get put off the soccer team. Mr. Redfield nodded again. You take no pleasure now in your unusual chafe? Stanley thought for a moment. Well, sometimes. He told about being a sailor and helping Larf John win a race. Mr. Redfield made another note. I see. This dream of being a sailor, have dreamed it before? Stanley stared at him. It was, really it happened. I'm just tired of being different, I guess. Mr. Redfield pressed his fingertips together. Different? How do you feel different? Would you say? Stanley wondered how Mr. Redfield could be good guidance counselor if he had both terrible eyesight and a terrible memory. Well, I'm only one in my class who's flat, he said. The whole school, actually. Interesting. Mr. Redfield made another note and glanced at his watch. I'm afraid our time is up, Stanley. Would you like to see me again? Just let Miss Elliot know. Okay, Stanley said politely, but he didn't think he would.